My wife isn't home. Come over. Where is he? You? Hey, getting ready? Almost done. When is the flight? In 2 hours. Great, how long will you be staying in Seattle? Well, the seminar is just 1 day, but maybe I can manage a few more days. Depends on you. You know my situation, Natasha. If Lisa finds out, there's gonna be trouble. Richard, if you're not happy with her, why don't you just separate? It's complicated. Anyways, where are you staying? I got a BII Airbnb about an hour from the city. It's a single room of a private house of this woman. Alright, can't wait to see you. Six months ago, Natasha met Richard at a BII TikTok business seminar held in Boise, Idaho. Richard lived in Seattle, and he had come on a business trip for a few days. They got introduced, instantly connected, and had a thrilling weekend. But even after Richard returned to Seattle, they kept in touch, and soon, what was to be a casual business affair turned into a romantic relationship. Natasha liked Richard a lot. However, there was a problem. Richard was a married man, but as far as she knew, his relationship with his wife was strained. So she was hoping he would end things with her, and then perhaps they could become official. After many months, BII TikTok was hosting another seminar, this time in Seattle, and Natasha was quite excited about her trip. She had been eagerly waiting to get to meet Richard again. After a 2-hour flight that afternoon, Natasha reached Seattle late in the afternoon. Taxi! And after another hour-long drive, she finally reached her BII Airbnb. The house was well maintained. The neighborhood seemed decent, but the houses were spaced quite far apart. There weren't even any stores nearby. She would have to grab a taxi every time she went out. Seconds into knocking on the door, a woman opened up. She was rocking a baby over her shoulder as she smiled big and wide, seeing Natasha. "You must be from BII Airbnb. I'm Lydia Simmons." "Yes, hello. Natasha Jameson." Yes, I know. I was actually waiting for you." Natasha followed the woman inside. The house was neatly arranged and it was pretty cozy. "Take a seat. I'll just put the baby down in the nursery and join you." "Sure." "Hush, little baby, don't say a word." Natasha sat down in the living room, listening to Lydia sing her lullabies. There were a few rooms down the hall. As she waited, she suddenly noticed one of the doors open. Through the small crack, she saw a man standing there, staring at her. Feeling uncomfortable, Natasha looked away. She thought this woman lived on her own. She didn't mention anything on her BII Airbnb. "Sorry for the wait, Natasha." Lydia hurried back and sat down right next to her, uncomfortably close. "Since you'll be staying here, we should get to know each other a little." Lydia pulled out her phone and quickly took a selfie with Natasha before she could even realize what she was doing. "Wow, the pic turned out great. You're really photogenic." As Lydia scrolled through the pics, Natasha was a bit creeped out noticing she had a bunch of selfies with a lot of other girls. Were they too all her tenants? Why was this woman so touchy and clingy? Can I see my room? Yes, of course. Come on. And is there anyone else living in the house? Lydia's smile suddenly vanished for a second as she peered into the hallway and whispered, "Has he been staring?" She then looked at Natasha. "He's my brother. He's a bit strange, but don't bother about him. He's mostly harmless. Now come on. Here is your room." "Thank you. And one more thing, are there any protocols around the house I should know of?" "No, just enjoy your stay. And if you need anything, let me know. My door is the last one down the hall. Oh, I think that's the baby." Lydia hurried off again as Natasha closed the door and laid down on her bed. She was exhausted. She closed her eyes for a while. Just when she heard a quick, loud knock on her door again. Startled, she opened up to see Lydia. "Dinner will be served at 9, but if you're up late, feel welcome to take what you need from the kitchen." She wanted to have dinner by herself, so she intentionally stayed up a little late so she could make her own. Around 10, she slowly slipped into the kitchen and checked the fridge. Bread, eggs, cheese. As she was preparing her sandwiches, however, she suddenly heard a noise behind her. To the corner, Lydia's brother stood, staring at her again. Natasha quickly went on to make her sandwich when she noticed him coming near her. Can we talk? Excuse me? Can we talk?" he whispered again. Natasha looked at him awkwardly. "Can you come to my room?" No, sorry." Creeped out and a little scared, Natasha took her plate and hurried to her room. What was wrong with her brother? Mostly harmless? Right. Natasha planned to stay in. She had her food and skimmed through some of her seminar papers, but a couple hours later, she had to go to the bathroom. Checking the halls, Natasha walked out as silently as she could. "Natasha, it's a good thing you came out. I didn't want to bother you again." Natasha flinched, turning around to see Lydia behind her. "It totally slipped my mind. You know how it is taking care of the baby all on your own. Do you need any amenities? A toothbrush, clothes?" "No, that's all right." Lydia quickly opened one of the rooms. "I usually keep this room open to my guests. I have a collection of clothes and shoes. You're welcome to use them." Natasha looked inside to see tons of clothes and shoes, some that didn't even look like they fit Lydia. How much shopping did this woman do? Wow, it's like a mini store. Oh, it's just a hobby of collecting, you know. Lydia suddenly took hold of Natasha's necklace. "This is really pretty. Where did you buy it?" "It's actually a family heirloom." "Oh, be careful with it." After relieving herself, Natasha returned to her room. Finally, she could sleep. Who knew she would get stuck with such weird people? The next morning, Natasha got ready for her seminar, trying to look her best. However, through the event, she couldn't spot Richard. She tried calling him, but he didn't pick up either. After the event, she grabbed a coffee at a nearby shop and tried calling Richard again. "Hello? Richard, where were you? I didn't see you there." "Something urgent came up, I couldn't make it. So, when can we meet?" "Natasha, I'm really busy right now, I'll let you know." Before Natasha could ask anything more, Richard disconnected the line. She was hoping they would spend the day together, but now she was all alone. Quite disappointed, she strolled around the city, did a little shopping, and returned to the house that afternoon. As she got off the taxi, the first thing she spotted was Lydia peeking at her behind one of her curtains. Wow. As soon as Natasha got inside, she greeted her from the living room, where she was rocking her baby in the stroller. "It's a good thing you're back early. So where were you today?" "Excuse me?" "Oh, I know, it's personal, but I love to hear about it. I don't really get to go out much, with the baby and all." Yeah, it's alright. I was just around some stores." "Come on, sit down. Would you like some coffee?" "No, it's fine." Natasha wanted to return to her room, but as Lydia looked at her, she didn't want to refuse and come off as rude. Maybe she was lonely and just wanted some company. "You left quite early this morning. Your seminar ended at 12, didn't it? It's almost 4 now." Natasha looked at Lydia. How did she know about the seminar? Or more surprisingly, how did she know when it ended? "Yeah, I was hoping to meet a friend afterwards." "Friend or boyfriend?" "It's complicated." "Oh, I'm open to talking about it." "It's just that he's actually married. We first met earlier this year when he came to my city, and we hit it off great, but I thought it would be a one-night stand. Over the months, we kept contact and our friendship sort of turned into a relationship. He's not happy about his wife. I thought they would separate soon, but I'm not so sure. Today we were supposed to meet, but he couldn't make it." Lydia shook her head. Oh men, the world would have been a much better place if there were only women. "Yeah, you're absolutely right," Natasha chuckled. After chatting with Lydia for a while, Natasha was actually feeling a bit better. That night, she had her dinner and fell asleep quite fast. It was sometime into the night, however, she woke up hearing a clicking noise. She got out of bed realizing someone was turning her doorknob. She slowly tiptoed towards the door and peeked through the space below. Her heart raced as she caught a glimpse of Lydia's brother's shoes. "Are you awake?" Natasha froze. He knew she was here, but she kept silent, holding her breath. "Open the door. I just want to talk. Open the door." Natasha stood there anxiously, waiting for the man to leave. It took a while, but she eventually heard his footsteps walk off. She sat back down on the bed, feeling so unnerved. If she was going to stay here, things couldn't go on like this. He was even watching her earlier this afternoon. The sooner she complained to Lydia, the better. So, a while later, Natasha sneaked out and went to her room. "Lydia?" As Natasha called out, she found the door slightly opened. "Lydia, are you there?" But the room was empty. The bed had been slept in. Perhaps Lydia had gone to the nursery. Natasha looked around, not sure whether she should wait here, when she noticed a baby monitor on her nightstand. She picked it up to see the footage, when she became confused by what she saw. This is my room. All this time, she had thought her brother was a creep, but Lydia turned out no less. Natasha turned to leave immediately, but she froze, seeing Lydia behind her. You've been watching me?" A smile spread across Lydia's lips as she took out a kitchen knife from behind her. No woman, no cry. 3 years ago, Lydia Simmons was living in this house with her husband, Jack. Jack rented out the house on BII Airbnb, and the couple made a good amount of money and were well-to-do. 2 years into their marriage, Lydia found out she was expecting, and she was happy to start a family with Jack. But it was some time into her pregnancy, she found out Jack had been cheating on her. "I'll be home late. Have work at the office. Don't wait for me." Lydia was devastated knowing Jack's secret. And the more she got to know about his affair, the more she was losing her mind. Jack had been seeing a young woman, probably in her early 20s. At first, Lydia thought it was a fling. Because of her condition, she was unable to be there for him like before, so Jack was enjoying himself. But this didn't change the fact that she was his wife, right? So Lydia didn't confront him, and continued on with their relationship as if everything was fine. But it was one day that Jack confronted her. "Lydia, we need to talk." "About what?" "Things just aren't working between us, and considering everything, I think it's best we separate before the child is born." That day, in a fit of rage, Lydia attacked Jack when he was least expecting it, and injured him fatally. And out of jealousy and revenge, she planned to take the life of his lover as well. "My wife isn't home. Come over." "Where is he?" "You?" That night, the young woman put on a fight, but Lydia took her life in cold blood. However, she had been injured in the process, and soon a tremendous pain began in her stomach. So Lydia called her brother. "Leonard, I need help." When Leonard arrived and saw everything, he was shocked. "What have you done?" That night, he took Lydia to the hospital and managed to cover everything else at home. However, Lydia had never been the same since. After what she suffered and what she had committed, she had lost her sanity. Leonard stayed with her as Lydia continued the BII Airbnb business. However, whenever she met anyone who reminded her of her trauma, she relived that night, taking their lives. As for Natasha, Leonard couldn't warn her in time. "Hello, is Natasha here?" "Yes, you must be Richard. She's in her room. Come in." No woman, no cry. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.